Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fleming Film Show. I'm Robbie Fleming, and joining me, as always, is Justin Doyle. Hello, Justin.
Hey Rob, how's it going?
I'm good. It's going well. It's going well over here in the UK. Everything's cool and dandy right now. How's things in LA?
Things in LA are pretty good. Yeah, nothing much to say on my end either. Just working and all that. It's been a sad couple of weeks because there hasn't been any movies released out in theaters. So I've been kind of just watching, like Sundance films and whatever I can at home, because yeah, nothing else is really out right now
Yeah,
until
I think
Friday,
the
which is
next big
Jackass.
film we've got coming out is Moonfall. I'm a little bit disappointed that The Eyes of Tammy Faye isn't being at my cinema, so I'll have to find another way to watch it.
That is disappointing because that's such a good movie. Is Moonfall this weekend?
Yeah, this Friday, so I might get a chance to try and see that at some point.
Yeah, Halle Berry. I'm excited.
And a bloke from Game of Thrones as well, John Bradley.
Oh, okay. What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about Hollywood's greatest actor and stuntman, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, yeah. Only because he can do his own stunts, but I don't think we would call him a stunt man. Like he's definitely an actor. Um, yeah, yeah. He's no Jackie Chan, but he's damn close.
And he's no Jason Statham either, although Tom Cruise can act better.
Yeah, maybe. I think some people would think that Statham may be a better actor. Maybe.
He does kind
That's
of play
interesting.
the same character over and over again, so it'd be hard to pick his top five.
Well, so does freaking Tom Cruise. He's seven-time Mission Impossible, two-time Jack Reacher, two-time Maverick. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. Tom Cruise has always been somebody that I've like. I'll go see a movie just because he's in it.
Yeah,
He always puts out something solid. Even
yeah.
even The Mummy, I didn't hate as much as a lot of people, but
That,
I'm a
but that is his worst movie.
yeah, it's probably up there. Um, I haven't seen all of them. I just looking at his list right here. There's definitely like. Have you ever seen his first movie, Endless Love?
No, but I do want to see The Outsiders, as Patrick Swayze's in it, and it's directed by Coppola.
Yeah, it's really good movie.
Nice.
Um, yeah, and his second movie was Taps. Haven't seen it. Still haven't seen Born on the Fourth of July. Um, yeah, there's a lot in here, but we shall talk good movies, no matter
Yes.
what.
Yes. Do you want to kick off with your number five?
All right, I'll kick off with my number five. This movie, this movie is fun. I remember this being on, and my dad would watch it a lot, and I don't know why. It was probably because Tom Cruise was so charming in this movie, or maybe I had a crush on Elizabeth Shue, or maybe I just enjoyed Brian Brown's character. But I would sit down and watch this movie with my dad and had a great time every time. And I could put it on right now, and it would still be fun. You get to travel to different parts of, the country because it starts as like a talented New York City bartender who takes it all to Jamaica and falls in love in the movie Cocktail. Came out in 1988. There's another movie that came out in 1988 that is another great Tom Cruise movie. But I just had a lot of fun with this one. This is the flares. He throws up the bottles and he catches it and he makes cocktails. But I think he's kind of in his prime at this time. All the other girls think he's sexy, and it just is. He's also feeding you drinks, so it's like, of course, I love you, guy. You're the best guy ever. And he learned the trick from the trade from that Brian Brown, who I just really enjoyed. I thought he was a great character, and then Elizabeth Shue is just so smoking hot in that movie. Also starring Gina Gershon's in this movie. She's out. She has a movie right now that Woody Allen did called Rifkins Festival. It's out right now. Yeah, this is directed by Roger Donaldson. Um, let's see if we know anything from him other than he did Species, The World's Fastest Indian. the bounty, so he likes working with good actors. But yeah, this is just a good fun film. I really enjoyed, the theatrics of it all, and I thought Tom Cruise's performance was solid because he's still trying to act really good. He's still trying to
Yeah,
be a solid
yeah.
actor before he goes into his action phase. Had a budget of 20 million and it grossed 171 million, so it did pretty well. Cocktail is my number 5.
And I've been meaning to see that for a very long time. I've heard it's one of his best films.
Yeah, agreed.
Right, so my number 5 has been kind of organised right last minute in my head. And I'm going to kick things off with a movie from Mr. Steven Spielberg, and it's his performance in Minority Report. I love this
Yeah.
movie. I love this movie. The movie is better than his performance, but his performance does make the movie what it is. He's playing this cop dealing with grief, loss of his son, addicted to drugs, and he's being framed for a time that he might commit. We don't know. We know he's not going to commit this crime. We know he's a nice man, but we're trying to work out who's trying to frame him. And Spielberg does this film perfectly. And Tom Cruise's performance really elevates films. You also got some great supporting players in this that he plays alongside with Colin Farrell, Samantha Morton, Max von Sydow, and Peter Stormer. And they all bounce off him well whenever he's interacting with them. And that's why I think it's number 5. I think I'm glad that Steven Spielberg chose Cruise for this part. And this is probably my favourite film with Tom Cruise and Spielberg working together.
Yeah, War of the Worlds is the one that comes to mind immediately. And yeah, I think this is better than War of the Worlds. We talked about this movie a lot on the Spielberg talk because we both thought it was one of our favorite Spielberg movies. So
Yeah.
yeah, very, very good choice. You're number 5. Ready for number 4?
Yes, I'm ready for number 4.
Okay, so this movie is we get to see Tom Cruise in a different light, especially during this time. This is a movie that has been touted as one of the better comedies to come out in the last few decades. It's not only a comedy movie, but it's also a war movie, and it's a movie that's based on making a movie. So I love all those things. Plus, it is directing and starring Ben Stiller, also Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., Matthew McConaughey, and Tom Cruise as one of the best characters, supporting characters in any movie,
Yes.
in any comedy movie. And again, we get to see Tom Cruise act in a very different way. And I believe when people talk about this movie, they always bring up the Tom Cruise performance because
Yes.
even if
Yes.
you hate the guy, you gotta love him.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie, and not only he plays Les Grossman, who's this
Yes.
Hollywood agent type, and he's in like a fat suit, and he's got tons of makeup on, but he loves to dance and he loves to shout. And it was just a ton of fun. And I mean, when you go in and you don't know Tom Cruise is in it, and then the reveal of him happens, you are just blown away by it all. You cannot believe that it's him.
That's yeah. This one's also my number 4 as well. Trumpet Thunder.
Yeah. And we're talking about his best performances, right? This is
Yeah.
one of his best performances, hands down.
Exactly. Because Tom Cruise doesn't really have many supporting roles, but this is the one he stands out in his supporting roles. He's normally the lead because he's Tom Cruise, but put him in a supporting role, he'll outshine anybody in the cast. I mean, I thought Robert
Yes.
Downey Jr. was the best because even though his character does come off a little bit racist, it's kind of a good piss take of that as well.
Yeah, and he was up for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars for a comedic role. I mean, that doesn't happen. Melissa McCarthy. It just doesn't happen much. This movie, it took 92 million to make, and it grossed 195 million. So it definitely did really well. And I think once word of mouth kept happening, like you need to go see this. It's tons of fun. It's really, really funny. and then you'll be surprised with some major hits, and we definitely were. But it's beautiful. It's like Apocalypse Now beautiful, where in the
It's shot
jungle.
by John Toll, who did the cinematography for The Thin Red Line and Braveheart, and his cinematography is phenomenal.
Yeah, truly. It's a really funny movie, and Tom Cruise just elevates it even more. Yeah, I think this would be in a lot of people's top 5 Tom Cruise
Definitely.
movies. Yeah, but yeah, one of my favorites. This is the ones that I picked are movies that if they were on right now, I would put it on and
Yes.
enjoy it and have a great time. And this is definitely one of those.
I've based them specifically off performance, and these are the 5 I think he stands out with. And I think you'll like the idea I came up with for my number 3 if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yes.
Let me go first, because actually, just because we've already talked about it. My number 3 is Minority Report.
Nice.
I completely agree with all the things that you said. I think Tom Cruise, the movie is better than Tom Cruise's performance, but Tom Cruise really does a really good job. He's in almost every single frame of that movie, and he's able to carry the movie on his back. The supporting actors, you're totally right, are great in this film. Colin Farrell, is one of he's one of kind of like my favorite actors who's not in all the movies.
He's my favorite
I
Irish
just think
actor, if that helps.
Yeah, I think he's just a really good, solid actor always. But Samantha Morton as Agatha was also just phenomenal.
She is a
But Tom,
fantastic actress. I want to see Save the Cinema.
yeah. And then for, just like you said, Steven Spielberg and Tom Cruise, they're 2 big titans working together, and to make not necessarily a Titan type movie. Like War of the Worlds is a Titan type movie. This is a little bit more structured, a little more involved, and with our technology, who knows if this is possibly something that can happen in the future. It's a little scary, but but yeah, Tom Cruise as the Chief John Anderton in this was awesome, and it has action, it has character, and it has story, and it's meaningful.
It's
so
weird that
that's why
it's 20 this year.
What's that?
It turns 20
20
this year.
Oh boy, I'm getting old.
So
I saw that movie in theaters.
I'm so
and its budget was 102 million, and it grossed 358 million dollars.
Nice. You ready for my number 3?
Yes.
So Tom Cruise is normally the hero in movies, isn't he?
Yes.
So why not cast him as the villain for a change? And let me tell you, him as a villain in this movie works along with the chemistry between him and Mr. Jamie Foxx, and it's Michael Mann's Collateral.
Great film.
Yes. So Jamie Foxx is a taxi driver who has an encounter with Tom Cruise, and he's this ruthless hitman who will just kill anybody he is told to kill. And he interrogates Max to drive him around Los Angeles so he can kill his victims. And a lot of weird shit goes on, and it makes for a really entertaining and intense movie. And I'd recommend any fan of Tom Cruise to this movie so they can see how diverse he is as an actor. And him playing the villain to him normally playing the goodie is fun. It's fun when you play against your typecast, and Tom Cruise does this to a T, and that's why it's number 3 on this list.
This movie was super surprising. I actually didn't see it until it came out on DVD, and I remember it just really was a lot of interesting stuff, like stuff we haven't seen from Tom Cruise. His hair is white, that we never see that, and he plays the bad guy. This one's a really beautiful shot movie, like the way that it's all at night. It's sort of this neo-noir action thriller, and I think that it just really worked. Michael Mann does really well.
Although if you want a better Michael Mann movie, Heat's your best bet.
Yes, yep. Which is also chaotic and has a lot going on to it. This movie has Javier Bardem in it.
Before he became big famous 3 years later.
Yep. Also Mark Ruffalo, Jada Pinkett. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is a fun
Okay.
movie. I own this on DVD for sure. It's really, really solid. And yeah, this is like around the time Tom Cruise or Jamie Foxx was doing Ray, I believe. So
He was nominated
he,
for both films.
yeah,
And he won for Ray.
yeah. So he's at the peak of his game right there.
Yeah, and I still need to see Ray. I've been meaning to. I love Jamie Foxx.
It's
He's one of my favorites.
I would have to say so like what these biopic movies sometimes deal with is better performances than actual movies. I bet you have more fun and enjoy Collateral more than Ray.
Yeah, so it can't be both like King Richard was, which was a good biopic and a good performance.
I mean I think the performance is bigger than the movie. King Richard.
Yeah,
Same thing as Spencer, same thing as Respect. Walk the Line actually is performance and good movie. In my opinion, I think great performances and good movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So what's your number two?
My number two is a little bit interesting. This is more of a maybe just hits home to me, nostalgia. May not be his best performance, but I do think he gives off a fantastic performance. Plus, this is where he met his soon-to-be wife, Nicole Kidman. This also stars Carrie Elwes, John C. Reilly, Robert Duvall, Randy Quaid. This movie came out in 1990.
I'm gonna guess the film because I think this is a film that I love because, like I said, I used to be into NASCAR and I find NASCAR films very cool. Is it Days of Thunder?
It is Days of Thunder. Yeah. I'm not big into the NASCAR and the car racing movies, or car racing at all. But yeah, even the movies itself. But when I was a kid, my brother watched this movie over and over and over again. So I know all the lines. I know every
What's the
scene.
famous song from it called?
Famous song.
Yes, it's a really famous song that plays in it.
Give Me Some Lovin'.
No, not that one.
All
It's
right.
kind of
Well,
a
the
ballady
soundtrack.
song.
Break the Barrier, Trail of Broken Hearts, Hearts
Yeah,
in Trouble. You got
I think that's it. Tale of a Broken Heart.
Trail of Broken Hearts. Performed by Cher.
Yeah, it must be.
Or we have a song, You Gotta Love Someone by Elton John. Show Me Heaven. I don't know. Knocking on Heaven's Door, of course.
I'll have to rewatch the film at some point. It's been many, many years since I've seen it.
Same. But yeah, this kind of goes under the same category. This is only 2 years later than as Cocktail, where he's still trying. This is sort of slightly actiony, but he's still trying to be a good actor. He's young, charismatic, good looking. And I just think this movie is a lot of fun. There's a scene where him and John C. Reilly are racing in the wheelchairs in the hospital, and
I love that
it's
scene.
such
I love that scene. It's a
classic scene. Plus, Nicole Kidman is beautiful in this movie. It has a lot of depth to it. This is like it's a sports movie. It's the coach with the athlete trying to make him the best. And he's he has his villains that he has to face, and John C. Reilly is one of them, and probably my first introduction to a John C. Reilly anything.
It's ironic because my introduction to John C. Reilly was another NASCAR movie, Talladega Nights. So I think we've discussed that in the past with Adam McKay episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, Cole Trickle is one of the coolest names ever, and perfect person to give it to is Tom Cruise.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Let's see.
Great pick for number 2.
Yeah, I really love it.
Yeah.
Again, if it was on, I'd put it
It's
on.
directed by a very iconic director, but I can't remember his name.
Tony Scott.
That legend.
Yes, that legend. This movie was budget was $60 million and it grossed $157 million. So far, what I can take from Tom Cruise is if you put him in a movie, he will make sure that he doubles your budget.
Definitely.
Yeah. So my number 2 is Days of Thunder, 1990.
It's been nearly 10 years since Tony Scott passed away.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, very sad.
Very, very sad.
Right, you ready for my number 2?
Let's hear it.
So I've discussed about this movie quite a lot, and this is another supporting role of Tom Cruise's that I really think helps him stand out at the cast. And I think if anybody was going to get a great performance like this out of him, it would be Mr. Paul Thomas Anderson, and it's Magnolia.
Yeah, I knew you were going to have this on your list somewhere.
Yes, Magnolia, my number 2. So, in its various stories about the people who live in LA on this one day, Tom Cruise is a self-help guru with issues with his dying father. And when he's doing the self-help like stuff, his acting is so empowering. So he just stands out most. And you have Julianne Moore and Philip Seymour Hoffman in there, and he outshines them both. I don't understand how Tom Cruise is able to give off the best performance in this movie when in other movies he's just shows he's one note. But why can't he have more range and do more dramatic performances like this one?
Yeah, he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this movie, this role. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it until much later, and yeah, I mean, this is great. He's got a ponytail, and also it seems like he's sort of just acting by himself on the stage, because it's dark and they do show people and stuff, but it almost just seems like he's acting by himself, which is sometimes just hard.
Do you think that's why he stands out well in that movie?
Yeah, I do. I really, really do. It's obviously not in my top 5, but I just think he's really, really good in that. It's something that we haven't seen him do. There's no action, just acting.
Yes, and I think more directors should give him a chance, like Paul Thomas Anderson did.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost dumb if you don't, because you will get good performances out of him. Is your number 1 Rock of Ages?
No, it's not, sadly. But that is better than The Mummy, but Tom Cruise. Couldn't they just got somebody to dub the singing over him in that? Did play the character well?
He always gives his all. That is for sure.
Yeah, I do have a couple of honourable mentions I'd like to discuss because I did miss out a lot of movies on this list.
Yeah, we can't put them all. We can't put them all on.
No, but obviously, Jerry Maguire, one I watched for the first time last year, that would be an honourable mention.
We're gonna talk about him before we do our number 1.
No, we'll just get to our number 1 first.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because what if one of your honourable mentions is my number 1?
Is your number 1 Jerry Maguire?
No. But this movie it's my favorite Tom Cruise movie. Not only just performance, but just movie itself. I could watch this movie over and over and over again. So even if I live or if I died, I would repeat this movie because it's Edge of Tomorrow. This movie is the spectacle that we've been talking about that Tom Cruise has and brings to movies, but he didn't in these other ones, but he does in this one.
Then why didn't I get into this movie? Because I tried it and gave up after 40 minutes.
No, you gotta repeat. It says in the title, "Live, Die, Repeat."
So I
Repeat
need to give it a
trying.
second chance.
It's a video game, okay? You go a little bit, you die. You go a little bit more, you learn more,
So
you
it's
die. That's what you're
basically
doing with the
Groundhog
movie.
Day, but with action.
Okay, Groundhog Day is fantastic. So is Palm Springs,
Palm
you
Springs is
know?
better than Groundhog Day, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe a little, but nothing beats Edge of Tomorrow. This action-packed movie is awesome. Plus, there's so much heart to it because of the relationship between Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise. Also, well, if you've never seen this, then I shouldn't talk a lot about it because I'm just going to spoil it.
Okay, it's just the way you'd say this movie, like Emily Blunt action, like Groundhog Day. It just kind of sounds like it's my movie. It should be my movie, but I just couldn't get into it at the time. It might have been because I was
I'm
tired and I just wanted to go to sleep.
I'm telling you, the first half hour is whatever, but it because you don't really understand what's going on. Once you understand what's going on, then it becomes a real movie. It all sort of comes together. But I love this. This is about a soldier who fights aliens, and he has to relive the same day over and over, restarting every time he dies. It's a video game into a movie, the best video game movie that's ever been made that's not based off a video game. Emily Blunt is so good. I mean, peak here. This is 2014, and yeah, Bill Paxton's in it. Brendan Gleeson.
Legend.
Yeah, exactly. Charlotte Riley, Noah Taylor. He's a character actor.
Legend. I love Noah Taylor.
He's in the Harry Potter movies, right?
No, Game of Thrones and Tomb Raider he's in, and Almost Famous.
I'll look it up real quick. This movie had a budget of 178 million and grossed 370 million. It wanted to make more money, so it re-released as Live Die Repeat, which is a spoiler. That's just a spoiler. You should go into this movie cold, I think, and then let everything wash over you, and it's beautiful. Yeah, I love it. He's a really good action actor, and it shows in this movie. It's my favorite action movie that he's done, and it's my favorite Tom Cruise movie. Edge of Tomorrow is my number one.
All right, you ready for my number one?
Yes.
Because it was on the list of the film she said you haven't seen before. I love war movies, but there is one movie that I don't really talk about much, but I do single it out more because I see it as more of a character piece, like a character arc kind of film. But it is actually based on a real life Vietnam veteran who not only wrote the book that this is based on, but also helped write the screenplay. This man is Ron Covid, and Tom Cruise plays this man in Born on the 4th of July.
1989. Tom Cruise was born on the 3rd of July, by the way.
I know, which is very ironic.
Yes.
To play
So tell me
somebody
about
who's
this movie.
wheelchair bound must be a challenge if you're not wheelchair bound yourself. And Tom Cruise plays it really well, also dives into mentality of being a Vietnam vet and experiencing horrible aftermath. You know, like he lost his legs in Vietnam. He saw loads of people getting killed and blown up. It must have had some really big impact on him. And this is what you see. You see him before and after the war, and everything he's experienced during this time. And I think Tom Cruise gave off his best performance in this film and really showed, like he did with Magnolia and Collateral, he's a good dramatic actor, and that's why I kind of want him to do more dramatic roles after seeing him do this. I think the 80s were the highlight of his career, and this film nailed the sign saying that this was his best film. So my number one is Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah, I think the late 80s, early 90s is his biggest sort of reign because Top Gun, Color of Money, Cocktail,
Yes.
Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July, Jays of Thunder, Far and Away, A Few Good Men, The Firm, and then Interview with the Vampire, and
Yes.
then Jerry Maguire. So he
Yes.
really, and then of course the Mission Impossible start.
Yes.
Yeah, so he really
Yes.
had a big run.
Most of
This
the
movie is
ones he
directed by
said
Oliver
are,
Stone.
yes, Oliver Stone, who made Platoon, one of the greatest Best Picture winners of all time.
Yes. What else were you going to say about the movie?
I was going to say I like the Vietnam kind of stuff, because I mainly think of Full Metal Jacket or Apocalypse Now or The Deer Hunter or what's the other one, Platoon, when I think of war movies. But it's Born on 4th of July is one you can't really forget. It's a fantastic film, and I'd like to watch it again. I've only seen it once.
Yeah, I need to see it. By the way, the movie that he was credited as writing credit was Days of Thunder. He
Oh,
helped
nice.
create the story. So, great. All right. Well, now let's chat some also rants.
Have you ever seen The
Riff.
Last Samurai?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think it's
Pretty
really
good.
good visually, but I find the story a bit slow.
It's definitely slow. Yeah, Risky Business, of course. Rain Man, A
Love
Few
Rain
Good
Man.
Men.
Love a Few Good Men.
Mission Impossible. What's your favorite Mission Impossible?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
It's number 6.
Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. That's my favorite.
Thank God.
I
Because
I
one of
I
my friends said he didn't like it because of how quick they move locations.
Yeah, who cares? It's fun. That's
Yeah,
good
that's
for
what I said.
it's yeah, Jerry Maguire, of course.
Yeah.
Vanilla Sky. Yeah. Austin Powers in Goldmember. He does a
Again,
great.
I struggled with Vanilla Sky as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I need to give
His
that a chance.
little cameo in Austin Powers Goldmember is
Yes.
hilarious. Um, oh, War of the Worlds. Trying to think. Valkyrie. I mean, I like the movie, but he doesn't
I,
have any sort of accent. So
I keep meaning to see Valkyrie. It's been on my list for years, but yeah, but
my number.
obviously I don't like the director of that movie.
If we were gonna do performances or movies and not performances, I would have put Night and Day in there because I think Night and Day is a great film.
I need to see that one.
And then I haven't seen Oblivion,
No, I
but
never fancied it myself.
yeah. And I know he's really good in American Made. He's a good actor in American Made.
I need to see that one.
Yeah. All right. Any other ones you want to bring up?
Interview with a Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Brad Pitt steals the show in that one.
Mm-hmm.
A Few Good Men. Well, again, Jack Nicholson steals the show in that one, so that's why I didn't put it on the list.
Yep.
Days of Thunder, Top Gun. There's
Of
another.
course, Top Gun. Yes.
You're
Of
looking forward to
course.
the second one.
Can't wait.
I want to take my mum to see it, because she loves that movie.
Yeah, they're good. That's good. Great. Well, I think we did it. Should we count them down?
Yes, let's count them down.
Coming in at my number 5 is Cocktail.
My number 5 was Minority Report.
Coming in at number 4, I believe we had a tie, was Tropic Thunder, Les Grossman.
Yes, Tropic Thunder. My number 3 was Collateral, and I believe your number 3 was my number 5.
Yes, Minority Report came in a little bit higher on my list.
What was your number 2?
My number 2 is Days of Thunder, Cold Trickle.
My number 2 is Frank Mackey in Magnolia.
And my number 1 is Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise as Cage.
My number 1 is his performance as Ron Convict in Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah, good picks all around. We are missing you, Tom. We want to see Maverick. We want to see Mission Impossible 7.
I'm hoping
So,
he's getting a certain role in a certain Marvel film coming out.
well, it doesn't say here. So we shall see. But he
Yes.
does have 7 and 8 Mission Impossible back to back. And
Yes.
then an untitled SpaceX project. We know that he wants to go film something in space.
Yes. And I don't think he's had many TV credits.
Well, it looks like all of them are as himself.
He's more of a movie star than a TV star.
It does say 1993 on a show called Fallen Angels, he directed an episode of The Frightening Framus.
Ooh.
So, yeah, otherwise he's not credited with much. But yeah, he's been a producer on most of his stuff. Even he was a producer on Elizabethtown. He wasn't in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ask the Dust. What is that? Ask the Dust.
I'm surprised he's never done a film with Leonardo DiCaprio. I think them two would bounce off each other quite well.
Yeah, maybe. I just think it's like putting two titans together, you know? It's like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. But they have similar acting styles, though.
Yeah.
Leo and Tom are so opposite. I don't know. That would be
It
interesting.
worked with Don't Look Up, putting him and Jennifer Lawrence together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting. Or Brad. I guess they did Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. Oh, Idina Menzel's in this Ask the Dust movie.
Ooh.
Sweet. All right. Do you have any film recommendations?
I'm trying to have a think at the moment. Do you have any?
Yeah, so I just watched yesterday Home Team, which is out on Netflix. And it's Kevin James movie. And it's about he plays Sean Payton, who was the Saints coach who got in trouble for telling his team to hurt people when they tackle him. So he was suspended for 2 years, and in that 2 years, he went and helped coach his son's sixth grade football team. And Kevin James plays Sean Payton, and he doesn't even look like him, but the way that they took this movie and made it into a comedy plus it's like The Sandlot or Little Giants, you know. It's really fun. Kids are having a great time. You know, the coaches take it too seriously. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really, really recommend it. I laughed out loud a few times watching it by myself. I think it's great for the family. So yeah, Home Team. It's on Netflix. It's worth the view.
Nice. I will check that out. I haven't really been watching many movies recently. Not a lot of new stuff has came out recently, but I'll tell you a film I did watch a couple of weeks ago, which I haven't spoken to you about. It was A Hero, the Iranian film that came out on Amazon.
Yeah, I watched that in the theater and really liked it.
It must have been better to see it in the theatre with the beautiful cinematography at the start of the film. When he's
Yeah,
climbing up the
absolutely.
rocks. That was phenomenal. I thought
What
that
do you
was
think of the movie?
It was really good, very empowering, very entertaining. Better than The Salesman. The Salesman was slow. That A Hero was more to the pace and had more of a bigger story to it.
I like The Salesman. Yeah, A Hero could be. It's shortlisted for the Oscar, and it's one of the front runners for the top
I
5.
need to see Drive My Car. I'm not seen that one yet.
Yeah, that one's in the top. Those two are really the ones that everyone's talking about. There's these other ones that could sneak in there. The world, or the worst person in the world.
I want to see that as well.
Well, Flea, that could be up for
I've seen
international.
Flea, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot out to that. Yeah, check it out. Or The Hand of God, that's on Netflix. That's really good.
Yes,
Paolo Sorrentino movie.
And if you want a good foreign movie that got snubbed, check out Titane, because me and Justin talk about it, and it's a really good film.
The best international movie of 2021, no doubt. I cannot believe that it's not even in shortlist, because the movie Lamb is, and I saw them both, and definitely Titan is better.
Oh, 100%. And I'm not seen Lamb, but I can tell that Titan must have been. It's been hailed by critics as one of the best films of last year. Sorry.
Yeah, that one's fantastic. Highly recommend.
Yeah. You ready for what we're doing next week?
Yeah, what are we up to next week?
So on Thursday, the BAFTAs come out, the nominations. So I think it'll be a perfect time to take our picks for the BAFTAs next week. You down?
I am in, yes. On Thursday they're announced?
Yes, this Thursday. I don't know how you're going to check them out, but just find a way how to find them, check them out. I'll send you a link if I know a good link.
Well, I'm sure you'll get it before, so you can just send it over, because we'll get it, whatever time. Because normally the Oscars are announced at like 5 in the morning, my time.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just looked at the shortlist for the international. Prayers for the Stolen is a movie on Netflix. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago when we were talking with Cody. It is a fantastic international film. That one's good. And then The Good Boss, which is Javier Bardem, which is awesome. So
I still need to see Parallel Mothers.
Oh yeah. Well, that's unfortunately not up for the short list, but there's a good movie, and she could be up for Best Actress. So who knows?
So it'll become one of them movies that doesn't get any awards, but will be regarded as one of the best films of its era, just like many other great foreign movies.
Yes. I'm trying to see when the BAFTAs are announced.
Thursday the 3rd.
Yeah, what time though? It doesn't say. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. What do you got going on over there, crinkling stuff up? What is that, a bottle?
No, I'm just eating biscuits.
Oh, biscuits?
Yeah, well, cookies as you call them.
Why do you call them biscuits then?
It's just what we call them over here.
What kind?
They're Lotus Biscoff ones.
Oh, okay.
Do you have these ones in the US?
Not the Lotus kind, but yeah, we dip those in like our coffees and stuff.
They're so nice when you dip them into your coffee.
Yum. All right, cool. So yeah, next time we'll do the BAFTAs. They're announced on Thursday. Yeah, award season is up and running.
Yes. The Golden Globes is the start.
Yes, the WGA announcement came out. The Writers Guild, the Directors Guild, and the Producers Guild all came out with their nominations. So
nice.
Things are heating up.
We just need the Razzies and the Oscars now, and then that's it.
Yeah, SAG Awards are out. Yeah,
we'll do videos on talking about the Oscar results as well.
Of course. All right, sweet. Well, this was great. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. Let us know your favorite Tom Cruise performances.
Yeah, let us know favorite movies, performances. Give us suggestions for topics that we'll chat about.
And join us next week for BAFTA picks.
That's right. Sounds good. Okay, well then I guess until next time.
Until next time, take care, Justin. Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.